Today I'm going to be talking about long-lived secrets. If we haven't met before, my name is Billy Lynch. I'm a software engineer over at ChainGuard. ChainGuard, if you're not familiar with us, we deliver hardened, secure, production-ready builds for open source that you use. Not only containers, but containers, VMs, libraries, whatever you need, we probably have it in order to help your team ship faster, more securely, and safer. I'm a software engineer. I'm also a maintainer for a bunch of open source projects in the OpenSSF and sort of the extended cloud native ecosystem. And so long-lived credentials, let's talk about them. This is a LinkedIn post from our CTO, Matt, a couple months ago, and some of you might have already seen this. But basically, he sort of lamented that one of the things about SALSA, if you're not familiar, stands for Supply Chain Levels for Software Artifacts. I think I got that right. Basically, it's a set of levels for guiding you for how to secure your deployment pipelines for software supply chain security. And one of the things that we noted was missing was basically language around using short-lived credentials for your build pipelines. And I kind of agree with Matt here. One of the things that's kind of odd is if you look at SALSA very strictly, one of the things that's actually kind of valid for SALSA level 3, which is like the highest level, is you can actually leak your credential for your container registry, for your storage bucket, and still be considered SALSA L3, so long as you're doing all the other verification, signing, everything else, right? The idea is like it shouldn't matter if extra things get into your bucket so long as you can prove and ensure that those things are being signed and verified and can only come from your pipeline. Which is true and valid, but like also from a security standpoint feels kind of weird, right? Like why would you consider like leaking a credential like secure behavior? And we're not gonna go into should this be in SALSA, should this be in like a different framework or anything like that. But one of the things that we like to think about at ChainGuard and like how we approach sort of supply chain security and software security is this model of like Swiss cheese, right? So it's never any one single layer that is providing us complete coverage for everything. What we really want to do is layer multiple things together. And so even if one thing misses something, we still have another layer that will catch it. And sort of in aggregate, then we get this defense in depth that can help us secure our pipelines and our repositories. So we are big fans of short-lived credentials, and in particular OIDC Federation. If you haven't heard about this before, highly, highly, highly recommend you take a look. Many cloud providers support this today. Basically, if you're running on any cloud, most CI providers, they give you short-lived credentials that you can then exchange for identities to talk to other APIs, whether that's your cloud provider, your registry provider, anything else. And again, when I say like many cloud providers support this is just a list I pulled from Sigstore. Sigstore operates in a very similar manner if you've ever used Sigstore keyless signing. This is not a complete exhaustive list. These are just some examples, some logos I pulled. So these are providers that will give you short-lived credentials that you don't have to manage, you don't have to provision. They're tied to your workload. They're short-lived, so even if they do get leaked, the amount of time where you might have exposure is going to be very short. And so these are credentials that we prefer for all of our pipelines. We would love to see more adoption across the industry. I just want to take a moment to highlight some of the work that's being done in the OpenSSF. We are big fans, in particular the Securing Software Repositories Working Group and the Trusted Publishers work. So shout out to PyPI, Ruby Gems. They've been doing a lot of great work for what they call trusted publishers, which does this model of using short-lived credentials where you can specify, hey, this is the identity I expect to publish, and you never have to manage a long-lived token ever. This is something we believe in at ChainGuard as well for all of our products. This is something, the short-lived credentials is a model that you can use across all of our products, containers, VMs, libraries, in order to authenticate. And it's actually what we prefer most of our customers to use. Wrapping up, because I don't have a lot of time here, basically it's 2025. No one should be using long-lived access tokens for accessing their storage buckets, registries, stuff like that. Highly recommend taking a look if you can move to a short-lived credential model. And if your provider doesn't support short-lived credentials, you should start asking because it's becoming more of an industry standard. So that's all I have. We'll be here all day. We have a booth outside. Happy to answer any questions about how we approach things at ChainGuard or how you might be able to adapt us to your own pipelines. So thank you so much.